we can move on to mine.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want. I'm going to piggyback
Go.
off of Dan's because mine actually is movie related as well, and this is a perfect segue for it. So do you remember, now that movie theaters are opening back up, I was thinking about this, with COVID being basically, I want to say over, but here in the U.S. or here in Iowa, it's like it doesn't even exist anymore. So movie theaters are opening back up, and I was thinking just some things that I was thinking about going to movies and how annoying some people can be in the theater. So for instance, you brought up Captain Marvel. When she showed up in Endgame, when it seemed like every single woman in the theater stood up and started just screaming, that kind of ruined the whole part of the movie for me. When you get the whole theater erupting into applause. So my question is for you guys, since you're both huge movie buffs, what are your biggest pet peeves for movie theaters? What are the things that people do? Do you think clapping at all is appropriate for a theater? Because I don't think it is. I think maybe at the end of the movie, but when people in the middle of the movie, in the middle of the action thing, just stand up and they start clapping, they start hooting and hollering, that drives me insane. Because I want to go watch the movie, I want to sit in a dark room, I want to eat snacks, I want to drink my pop, and I just want to enjoy it for what it is, right? I don't want other people making noises and ruining the whole experience for me.
There's a layer of etiquette that is deserved when watching a movie, I think. I don't know. For those that know me, I love movies. Going to the theater, watching movies that I love is one of my favorite things in this world. I love movies so much.
Yeah.
Especially those that I care about, which, like the MCU, that's 21 movies of build-up.
They made that many Muppet movies?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty extensive.
Kermit's my favorite.
Kermit caused 9/11, but that's a discussion for a whole nother day.
Yeah, that's true. John said that earlier in chat, I think. But it's really tough to say because it depends on the circumstances, the event, I guess, of the movie, what movie you're watching sometimes. But in general, I think you need to be respectful to others that are there watching,
Yeah.
If it's only you, sure, whatever. If there's others, you have to, submit a little bit to being just a generally, good etiquette.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that in general, those that talk during the movie deserve their place in the seventh ring of hell. So, sorry, that was a little harsh.
No, I get it.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Because the most recent example, I guess, that I have is I went to see the newest Star Wars movie. It was The Rise of Skywalker, right? That was the last one. I actually thought that was an all right movie. The end of it was not the final end scene, but
so
the end.
Wrong with
the
it,
end battle was really cool. But
whatever,
anyways, that's the entire movie.
Yeah,
the whole movie. There was a group of high schoolers that were sitting just across the aisle from me, and the whole time, I don't know if this is a general thing with high schoolers or if it's just specific to the group that was there. It seems I see it a lot here. They always think they need to be the loudest one in the room.
Obnoxious.
To get the attention of those around them and try to out yell their friends. And so the whole movie, I wanted, my sister was sitting with this group and I just wanted to be would you guys shut up? Because honestly, the whole time they are just, oh my God, oh, I can't believe it. Oh, did you see that? It's yeah, we saw it. We're watching this with you. So we saw it, It's we're not blind, but it was to the point where I wanted to say something because the whole movie.
You
should have.
Because you paid money to be there and have a decent experience.
With a comedy movie, I get it. Laugh with the people in the theater. That's different. So I'm not going to say anything about that. When I went to the other guys, I was in tears. I was laughing so hard. And there's a few movies that I've been to in theaters where I am laughing so hard I am literally crying. It's just so funny. And other people in the theater, we're sharing that experience together. And that's one thing when you're laughing. But if we're watching a movie and I'm oh my God, Weston, did you see that? I'm
I will turn around and I will punch you if you do that to me.
See, and that's one of those things. It drives me absolutely insane. Because I can think of Star Wars and I can think of when we went and saw Endgame and even Infinity War, people did it there. They would people, oh no, just screaming in the theater.
And we'll get into that one a little bit too. But those kids you're talking about, those kids aren't there to watch a movie. They're just there to hang out with friends and be obnoxious. So that's I don't think they should be in the movie in the first place. But,
it's almost there should be
there
should be an adult theater and a kids theater,
right.
And you have to separate.
That's when you go to a kids movie that you got to expect that that's a kids movie with kids. Yeah. So, but when you go to say you went to Endgame, right?
Yeah.
With us.
Yeah.
I understand some of the emotion, some of the gas, the crying, if there was people crying, whatever.
Yeah.
Some of them, some cheers once in a while, because that was such an event after 21 movies of you falling in love with these characters and stuff. That was like the pinnacle of it right there, the last hurrah. So I get there's some emotion going on, and I can respect that. But it's tough because I actually want to hear the dialogue too.
Yeah, that's another
when
thing.
that happens during a scene and you miss 20 seconds of dialogue, that bothers me because I want to know what happened.
Yeah.
But
well, because with the prime example, like I said with Endgame, when Captain Marvel shows up and all those people were screaming, I get that there wasn't too much dialogue after that, there was just kind of them running for a little bit and fighting. So it's not like you were missing much dialogue, but it took away from the feel of the movie when you get all these people that stand up and they start clapping and screaming and just cheering. And I get the crying, but you can do it silently. When you cry, you don't need
go
to
overboard.
You
for
don't
sure.
need to sob and make the fact that you're crying known to everyone in the theater.
You don't have to scream and all that stuff,
And
but
so
it's like I said, it's situation by situation basis, but there's basic ethics that I think that you should kind of take into consideration.
Yeah.
And just be respectful to everyone else that are watching the movie.
Most assuredly. I don't know.
Sure.
And it also depends on, have you seen the movie before, or are you going a second time?
Right.
Who are you going
Is it
with?
opening night?
If it's opening night, you better be freaking respectful to everybody else, because everybody's there to see that, hopefully. Those are usually the ones that are the most excited for it, so that's when you should be the most respectful for it, I think. At the same time, though, you should always be respectful, of course.
Yeah.
But also, there have been times when I've gone with, say, Hannah, and I remember there's one time she was sitting next to me and she would ask me questions as we would watch.
Yeah.
If I'm going with somebody like that, I know I'm going to get asked questions, and I'm going to try to help them. I get it.
But that's when you
that's
go
a mindset.
That's when
before
you
I
go
walk in.
once before, and then you go once with them. You go and you enjoy it yourself first, and then you go with somebody else. And because I can even, let's say even a cell phone rings, right? That I understand. I forgot to shut my cell phone off places.
Sure.
So that's an accident. That one. You can't get too mad at that. Yes, it's bad etiquette to not turn your phone off in a theater, turn it down, or even check your phone in the theater. Whatever. I don't care about that as much, though, because, like I said, I've done it. My phone has gone off in a movie theater.
I get it.
It happens,
Accidents happen.
So, the accident stuff I can't be mad at, but it's, like I said, it's when the people are screaming or when the people are, cheering. I'm like, you realize, and my whole thing is with the clapping, especially, even at the end of the movie, I'm like, they can't hear you. They don't know you're clapping. So, why?
It's not for them. I understand, at the end of the end game, people clapping. They're excited. They, witnessed all of this occur. But, yeah, I get what you're saying. But if it's at the end of the movie, I don't really care too much if they clap.
I don't really care either, but I just don't see the point of it.
Sure.
If it's a live action, theater performance,
That
then by
makes
all
sense.
means,
That
you're
would make
supposed
sense.
to. That is etiquette to do
yeah.
so. But for a movie where there is no responsiveness, your enthusiasm, your how you're feeling at that point, it doesn't affect how the actors are going to perform at this point in time.
Yeah.
It's during a live performance, yes, that does change the actor's performance in massive ways. But for a movie, yeah, I get that you have a response to it, because you should have a response. If they're doing good storytelling, good acting, and the movie is well made, it should draw out a response from you.
See, I feel like the response, though, should be outside the theater. Because, like I said, they're not going to hear you clapping. I know every movie I've been to, from Marvel-wise, so... Which I will admit has not been many in theaters, but it seems like there's always clapping at the end. And I don't get it. So I want to know...
I remember clapping is Infinity War and Endgame.
I remember for those. I really don't remember it a whole lot other than that as well.
It depends on the person. I think the clapping is a lot of the times is for themselves, which take that for what you will.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
Just be respectful in the theater. It's
not that hard.
It's not a big issue to deal with.
Yeah.
Just,
So is there anything else then that just kind of bugs you guys in theaters then?
When they're on their phone the entire time.
Okay.
They don't even look up at the screen. Why are you there? Like, go home.
See, I get that as well.
One of them that gets me is I've had people who would get up to go off and get more food or to go to the bathroom, and they just stop and start watching the movie while they're kind of
Oh, while they're
between
standing
places.
in the aisle.
Yes, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's just it annoys me because then my eyes are distracted to that individual, and I keep like having to fight between where my focus is.
Yeah.
You know, so I hate it if somebody gets up and then they just stop while they're going. It just it kills me. You know.
Yeah.
This is just me. But probably my biggest pet peeve is those that walk in after the movie started.
Oh, they show up late.
I cannot stand it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm weird, but I love the movie so much. I want to be there for the entire experience. If I miss the first 10, 15 minutes, like,
What's
no,
the
I'm not
point?
going to go then.
Yeah. No, I get that. You wait till the next showing and go to that
I'm
one.
also weird. I even want to watch the trailers, but
I'm actually the same way. I want to be
Right.
there from
I
the
get
very
that.
first
So-
point. Now I can accept people coming in during the trailers.
yeah,
But
yeah.
once the actual movie starts, I agree. It annoys me
Like,
to
just
see
stay
Now,
that.
home
when you
and go
say
next-
during
go
the
the next day.
trailers, I gotta ask because it always seems like there's two sets of trailers. There's one that they play while the lights are on, and then they dim the lights. They start different trailers usually, right? And then they go into the movie. So when you say the trailers, do you mean the ones like while the
the
lights are?
previews with the lights
Actual
dim.
cinematic previews that come on when the lights are off.
Okay, so you don't care if people walk in during that point, then, obviously. So
I'm not a huge.
I would recommend no.
don't have
That's
a
just
huge
personal
issue,
preference to me, but
I still think everybody
Okay.
should be there from point A.
but
from
once
when the lights go down till they
it's
come
fine,
back up.
but once the
Okay.
movie's actually starting, like,
I
you
just
should
want-
be in your seat.
Even
Because
then, I can't always just say it's when the lights come back up because I remember when Marvel was first coming out and they didn't
they
always
didn't
know that
understand
they
there
were
was
going
an
to be
ending credit sequence.
the end credit
Yeah.
sequence. So they would sometimes bring up the lights, and then people would get up, and it was a lot of us at the beginning were confused about what to do at that point. Now we know you just stick around,
Yeah,
but,
but
Yeah.
that's learned behavior.
that is
So-
definitely learned behavior.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fault people for the first couple times with that.
Sure.
And even now, like, let's.
Especially if you're not like a huge super fan.
Yeah,
or
like
something,
someone
you
like
don't know
me,
that stuff.
right?
I don't care. That's
I never would have
understandable.
known if I didn't go with you guys.
All right.
I mean, the fact that I was sitting next to Weston during Endgame, you know, and you were like, okay, well, there's gonna be an end credit scene, so don't go. And I was like, oh, okay, perfect. Like I would have got up and I would have left and I would have missed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if it weren't for you, I would have had no clue. You know, so that one of those things where it's like,
Yeah, trust me, when I first started going, like, I actually did not see the first 2 or 3 in the theater, but after that, I've seen all of them in theaters. So it was a learned behavior as well.
Yeah.
Like, actually, when I got them on DVD, like, I remember the original Iron Man, I did not realize that there was anything after the credits at first. It wasn't until, like, my 3rd or 4th watch through, I was actually with a friend, and we were distracted doing something else, and then I looked over and was like, is there more to this?
like, wait a minute, what's going on?
Right.
No, I get it.
So,
Those people that walk in front of you like 15 times during the movie.
oh my
oh
god.
yeah, if you gotta get up that much, just go like sit at the end of the aisle in the back. End of the aisle in the
Yeah.
back, or just don't go at all.
Just the general. If you like, obviously some people have to get up.
Yeah.
That's not even
like sometimes it happens.
not even
you
past
know?
that. But
Yeah.
like, if you're not there to actually watch the movie, just stay home.
Mhm.
That's my humble opinion, I guess.
No, I get it.
If you're there
completely, yeah.
to just be on your phone, if you're there to just be obnoxious, if you're there to just make out with your girlfriend, saw that comment there. Yeah, I agree. But like, stay home. I don't need that.
Please.
Just let me enjoy my time that I spent, $5 to $12.
I don't know. Prices have also been increasing. I've been in places where it's like $20.
For a
which was-
movie.
Yeah, it was.
Bigger
was
cities, nicer theaters, it's way more expensive, especially opening
Mm-hmm.
night.
So this is totally off topic, but the nicest theater I've been to is actually in Milford.
It's decent.
They have
Pretty
recliners, dude.
Yeah.
You get recliners. It's awesome. I love it. But anyway, that's totally different. That's off topic. Is there anything else you guys want to add to this, or should we?
We seem very harsh, but I don't know. It's just because we actually care.
I actually do care. I go to a movie to see the movie, and
Kanye
I
cares.
And yeah, no, Jordan.
no, he doesn't. No, he actually doesn't.
Enjoy your time at the theater.
Yeah, seriously, just be respectful. That's the big thing.